good, fam? Welcome to the Groovymono show. I'm your host, Groovymono, and I'm hyped to bring you the latest sports updates, cultural vibes, and spicy debates. Let's get into it. And of course, we have to start off from football. A lot of things happened over the weekend, but in the Premier League, we have to talk about Arsenal. They returned to the top of the table with a win over Everton, while Man City beat West Ham 3-0. Now, first of all, I have to say the Arsenal game, had some controversies there because Everton did have some calls, especially a clear penalty on Barry from Saliba, but somehow I guess Arsenal have started paying the referees and the VAR just to make sure that they can be able to win the Premier League title. Arsenal fans, you people know that I do not care about your feelings, and I will tell you as it is. You are ready to come for me just because I say the truth. Well, the truth is the truth, but yes, somehow they managed to win that game 1-0. And of course, Manchester City doing what they have to do best. Erling Haaland back to his brilliant best. And of course, Manchester City are right thus behind Arsenal, putting pressure behind their men because it's looking really tight at the Premier League, especially when Aston Villa is also close behind after that win over my boys, Man United. And in La Liga, Barcelona have gone 4 points clear at the top after a 2-0 win against Villarreal. Now, for Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe has equaled the club record for Real Madrid goals in a calendar year after that 2-0 victory over Sevilla. Impressive from Kylian Mbappe in what is just his second season for Real Madrid. And of course, he matches that record that was set by the greatest player of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, 59 goals when he was at Real Madrid. It was lovely to see him hit the Sue when he actually got that goal, and he made a post on social media which kind of appealed to all Cristiano Ronaldo fans. And obviously he tagged Cristiano because Ronaldo is his idol, and for him to be able to achieve that in just his second season, that is wonderful. And I think he still has a game to go, so he might be setting a record of his own. Congratulations to Kylian Mbappe. But you guys need to do something because Barcelona are not looking like they're dropping points anytime soon. Now in Serie A, AC Milan beat Lazio to go top of the table. And also, you have Jamie Vardy being named Player of the Month for November. Very impressive. Things have been happening in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic ended a 4-game losing streak with a late win over Aberdeen, and Hearts inflicted Rangers' first away league defeat of the season. Now, we have some big news in the transfer world, and obviously for some injuries. Now, for Liverpool, they are facing concerns after Alexander Isak suffered a big injury against Tottenham. Speedy recovery to the boy. And obviously, we had an injury for Bruno Fernandes. He had an injury in the game against Aston Villa. We hope it's nothing serious, although Amorim has come out to say that he might be out for a couple of weeks. And then you have the likes of Groovymono also not available. So it's not looking really good for Manchester United. And then considering the fact that you have the likes of Amad Diallo, Mbumo, and Mazraoui off to AFCON, you look at the squad and you see that the squad is looking thin right now. Yes. Now we talk about transfers. Now, transfer rumors are intensifying ahead of the January window, with my club, Manchester United, considered favourites to sign Bournemouth and Ghanaian forward Antoine Semenyo, with Bayern Munich also linked to Bruno Fernandes. Now, Ruben Neves has also turned down a deal at Al Hilal, and he wants a return to the Premier League. I've always said this. I think that Semenyo would definitely have favoured the move to not Real Madrid, to Liverpool, looking at where they were at that time and how much they were suffering. But right now, obviously, with the fact that Isak is injured, maybe Liverpool might now turn their eyes to try to get Semenyo back. Or maybe Semenyo might be looking at the likes of Manchester United and Manchester City, who are also in line to sign him in January. But as always, Antoine Semenyo, my brother, Charlie, forget say we know like ourselves as Pagana and Nigeria. Just, you understand, come my club, but could do one or two things, you understand? Come. And obviously, managerial moves with Brendan Rodgers being appointed manager of the Saudi Pro League club Al Qasida. Now, for FIFA, some developments have been happening regarding the AFCON, which is set to be held every 4 years starting from 2028. Now, that is that's welcome news. I've always felt that the AFCON is played too regularly. They are playing one right now, 2025. Apparently, there's another one for 2026 and 2027. And then 2028, after that, there'll be, it will be played every 4 years. I've always felt that it should be that way. And it's welcome development. And also, CAF have announced that there will be the African Nations League that will be happening as well from 2029. So pretty much like the Nations League that is happening in Europe, that's an initiative that they got obviously from Europe. And I think that's a good initiative, because if you're not putting trophies behind these international fixtures or friendlies, most of these players will not want to come and play for their countries. If you check it, ever since they started the Nations League, you see the likes of almost all the big players reporting for duty because there is a trophy, that is available. So it's a good initiative from CAF and obviously the African nations. Let's hope that that will bring some good, interesting football generally. And yes, PSG have also been ordered by a French labor court to pay Kylian Mbappe 60 million euros in unpaid salary and bonuses, as if the money that nigga is making is not enough. Sorry. Your money is your money, sir. Your money is your money, sir. But yeah, the law is the law. And yes, Mbappe has won that case against PSG. And let's talk about AFCON 2025. The biggest cup competition in the continent is happening in Morocco right now with the likes of Osimhen, Musala, Hakimi, all the likes set to compete. And of course, we just had the first game in the AFCON, Morocco defeating Comoros 2-0. Impressive victory. Although not so impressive first half from the Moroccan side. They kind of struggled against Comoros, but second half, they came out guns blazing and did their thing. Hakimi obviously is still not available due to his injury. He was on the bench. But yeah, there were some things to be impressed about from this Moroccan side, who are looking to win their first AFCON trophy since a very, very long time. We'll get into that later. Naija oh, Naija oh, Naija oh, Super Eagles dada. Naija oh, Naija oh, Naija oh, Super Eagles dada. Naija oh, hey, Naija oh, hey, Naija oh, Super Eagles dada. Naija oh, Naija oh, Naija oh, Super Eagles dada. Super Eagles! Let's go! AFCON 2025 has started, ladies and gentlemen, with the Super Eagles of Nigeria locked live in Morocco, anticipating their first game of the competition in Group C, along the likes of Tanzania, Tunisia, and Uganda. Now, our first game is against Tanzania, and I am super excited to see what the Super Eagles will be doing in that game. We expect them to definitely be favorites to come out of Group C and hopefully to be able to win that competition. The heartbreak of Cote d'Ivoire is still fresh in my memory. It's still a pain me like saying that yesterday we played that match. But it is time for redemption for the likes of Victor Osimhen, the likes of Lukman Iwobi, and so on and so forth, to give us this trophy, give Nigerians a reason to be happy and to celebrate. We have missed out on another World Cup. That one still a pain us. We have to deliver on this AFCON title. A lot is at stake. Nigerian pride is at stake. Super Eagles pride is at stake. We must win the competition. If not, Mona no even bother come back to Nigeria. From there, begin to go your club. Naija oh, Naija oh, Naija oh, Super Eagles for the trophy. And we head over to Hoops Corner, ladies and gentlemen. You know the vibes, where we talk about the best of basketball action happening in the world. We start off with no other place than the NBA, where some key fixtures have happened and some key news to report. Now, there have been some reports about significant injuries to some star players, and one of them that has been mentioned right now is the one and only Luka Doncic. Now, the league's leading scorer, Luka Doncic, exited the Lakers game against the Clippers on Saturday with a left leg contusion. Speedy recovery to him. And obviously for Wembanyama, big milestone for him. He recorded a block in his 100th consecutive game, joining a league company in NBA history. Although he wasn't available for their latest win. I don't know what's happening with Wembanyama, but we need to see him performing regularly and then back to his brilliant best. Now, let's talk about some top performances, obviously, that have happened. You have the likes of Peyton Pritchard, my boy, the Celtics, scoring a double-double, 33 points, 10 assists, to lead the Celtics past the Raptors, while Ant-Man returned from injury to help the Timberwolves beat the Thunder. I think OKC right now are looking kind of, fragile. Maybe it's since they lost this the cup semifinals against the San Antonio Spurs, that kind of obviously destroyed that win streak that they had, and now losing against the Timberwolves, that's kind of showing that maybe they're losing a bit of confidence. And yeah, we're seeing it right now, although there's still a lot to play for in the Western Conference. Now, for Hall of Fame nominees, we have Blake Griffin, Chandler Crawford, and WNBA star Candace Parker among the first-time nominees for the Basketball Hall of Fame. Congratulations. And for the Knicks, they ended a 52-year trophy drought by winning the NBA Cup final against the San Antonio Spurs earlier in the week. Shout out to the likes of Jalen Brunson, Kyle Anthony Towns, and so on and so forth. Now we have some upcoming games to look forward to. Check them out. Yes, speaking of the NBA, we have some key injury reports to talk about now. There's several players that are missing, key players that are missing for their teams, and they have been speculation about when these guys will return. Some people are saying weeks, some people are saying months. We don't know, but these are all key players. Now, let me tell you about Domantas Sabonis. He's also missing in action for his team. We have the likes of Jacob Poeltl, who's also missing. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo, a player who is drawing a lot of speculation about will he remain in the box or will he not remain in the box. But I mean, his fitness is being questioned right now, and we hope that he'll be back in action for his team. And then you have finally Fred VanVleet. We hope he'll also be back in action for his team. That's all we have to report for the key injuries in the NBA right now. Let's head over to other sports where in Formula One, yes, we have world champion Lando Norris, who just clinched his first Formula One championship in the culmination of a phenomenal 2025 season where he competed with the likes of Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri until the final race. Now we have final qualifying with Max Verstappen securing pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I mean, he won that pretty much ahead of Norris and Piastri, but obviously Norris got that win, becoming the first Englishman since Lewis Hamilton to win the Grand Prix. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to McLaren. Now let's talk about cricket. Now in cricket right now we have the Ashes that are in the news, with Australia defeating England in the third test, securing a 3-0 series lead and retaining the Ashes. England captain Ben Stokes has vowed to remain in his role despite the defeat, with Brandon McCullum who admitted to preparation error. Yep, records are being broken. New Zealand openers broke test records against the West Indies during their recent match. And in boxing, one of the biggest news that came out over the weekend was the much anticipated fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, streaming live on Netflix. God damn, man. I said, you know what? I'm not going to sleep that night because I know that I don't want to be among those people that will be saying what happened in the morning. I said, I must stay up. I must stay up to witness that fight. For me, I was like, well, Jake Paul, though, yeah, I mean, credit to you. You had the win against Mike Tyson, somebody who's double your age. A lot of people say you're an influencer turned professional boxer. Don't mind them. I can relate. I mean, I've been in that situation where people will judge you for one thing and think you can be something else. But still on still, fighting Anthony Joshua, was that smart? I mean, for the money, it was smart because, I mean, your jaw got broken in 2 places, but you still got some money. But for I don't know, for your career, I just hope it's something that you'll be able to continue with, because I was kind of proud of the fact that, he did stay, till the 6th round against the likes of someone as powerful as Anthony Joshua. In fact, a lot of people have even been speculating that maybe that thing was fixed because of the fact that, if Anthony Joshua maybe wanted to pretty much knock him out in probably the 2nd round, he would have done so. But I saw Jake Paul running around that ring like a headless chicken. So, and holding AJ's legs like as if he's proposing to him. it was a comical show rather than a boxing event. But yeah, he walks away with the broken jaw and some cash. Congratulations to him. Now in tennis, Swiss star Stan Wawrinka announced that the 2026 season will be his last on tour, while Nicky Kyrgios is set to return to the ATP Tour at the Brisbane International after a 10-month absence. And in golf, South African Jaden Shepherd won his 2nd consecutive DP World Tour title at the Afri-Asia Bank Mauritius Open. Now, LIV Golf also confirmed his 2026 roster moves and new format changes. So let's stay tuned to that. That's all we have in the world of sports. Top 5 African ballers for the week, where we talk about the best of football, basketball action across the whole world, the whole continent, from our African stars. We start off at number 5. Right now, we have Nigerian basketball and Sacramento Kings forward Precious Achiuwa. He played a part in his team's victory against the Houston Rockets in the NBA. Kings won the game 125-124. And with just 18 minutes, Achiuwa had 5 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, and 1 steal. And number 4 is Ghanaian footballer and Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo. He got a goal in a 1-1 draw against Burnley, and with transfer speculation mounting up surrounding him, he will be on a big money move to a top club in January. I hope it's my club, Manchester United. And number 3 is the Moroccan footballer and Manchester United defender Nusser Mazraoui. Outstanding performance in Morocco's Cup opener against Comoros. He got an assist and was a constant threat from the flanks. And number 2 is Moroccan footballer and Real Madrid forward Brahim Diaz. He scored the first goal of AFCON 2025 against Comoros in an impressive display. And at number 1, my top African baller for the week is Moroccan footballer and Olympiacos forward Ayoub El Kabi. He scored an impressive overhead kick goal in Morocco's victory against Comoros. So I'm already calling it the goal of the competition when AFCON is just starting. That's it for my top 5 African ballers for the week. With so much football action that'll be happening, with major focus definitely in AFCON 2025, and for the rest of the players who were not called up to their country, like my brother Antoine Semenyo of Ghana. Guys, as always, drop your hot takes in the comments. If you think somebody else should have been there, let us know. That's top 5 African ballers for the week. Yes, sir. It's time to hear from my people, my Groovymono Show community. My people, drop a comment on all platforms. It is at the Groovymono Show. And please do not forget to use the hashtag the Groovymono Show. That's it. Very simple. Guys, it is a wrap, and we've come to the end of today's episode of the Groovymono Show. As always, each week we ride, we debate, and we celebrate, and we banter. You know the vibes. As always, please like, subscribe, and share this episode, and keep dropping your comments, because without you guys, the community is nothing. Without you guys, the show is nothing. Thank you so much, because you guys have been spectacular throughout all the episodes. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying. This is. Wow. Groovymono Show. Guys, please don't mind me. I'm just emotional right now. We have come. We have come. Guys, we have come to the end of the Groovymono Show for 2025. We have come to the end of the Groovymono Show for 2025, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a beautiful and wonderful journey for season 1. Now, for the Groovymono Show, it has been great, and this season has been it has been a roller coaster. From our interviews to our review shows to our watch parties, every single thing has been an amazing experience, and this could not have been possible without you guys. We started this off with a dream and with a belief that we want to change sports in Nigeria. I want to be able to bring something fresh and bring something different. And aside bringing my tears, we did bring a lot of sweat, a lot of hard work, and we put a lot of blood into this. And people have been asking, what's next for us, obviously for 2026. Guys, all I have to say is stay tuned. Stay tuned, because 2026 is gonna be a banger. But I have to leave with some closing remarks. I have to say a big thank you to every single one of you guys. If you have not subscribed to the Groovymono Show, please do subscribe to the show, because 2026 is going to be amazing. I want you guys to be a part of it. Obviously, I want to say a big shout out to my team, the Groovymono squad, everybody that's pretty much been there behind the scenes making this possible. Yeah, thank you guys for everything that you do. And obviously, big shout out to the production team, TLIG, for doing what we do best, making sure that quality is good and the content comes out as always as possible. Big shout out to whatever networks that we're using to upload the videos, making sure that they are not causing any issues for us. And obviously, big shout out to our haters as well. Thank you guys, because your hates and your criticism has drawn and given us the flow and the passion. But on a serious note, thank you guys, everybody that's made this possible. This is really emotional for me. My tears, I'll cry some more after the show. But guys, I want to wish you guys a very special Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Thank you so much for being part of the Groovymono Show. And I will see you guys next year. Save some rice for me. Save some jollof for me. Save some egusi for me. Stay groovy. Signing out.